Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our 42nd graduation ceremony. We're going to have a great time today celebrating these graduates. Thank you for being here. My name is Michael Balsoni, and I'm the principal of Apple Valley High School. In addition to our gym audience, we are broadcasting this live via the web. We also have a live stream going out into our cafeteria and the theater, so welcome to everybody. On behalf of the faculty and administration of Apple Valley High School, I would like to welcome you to our annual commencement ceremony. Apple Valley High School is a STEM school dedicated to academics, arts, and athletics, which will be emphasized throughout the ceremony. We will begin with a musical presentation by the AVHS Wind Ensemble, directed by Mr. Corey Dazens. The selection presented tonight is entitled Danzone No. 2 by Arturo Marquez, transcribed by Oliver Nickel. Mr. Dazens. Thank you, Mr. Dazens and the Wind Ensemble. At this time, our senior members of the band are stepping outside to join the procession of graduates, which will begin shortly. In the meantime, I'd like to share some of the AAA accomplishments of this year's senior class. Every one of our 19 fall and winter sports teams qualified for an all-academic representation, earning a team average GPA of 3.5 or higher. Apple Valley High School continues to rank number 1 in Minnesota for state championships, and we are only one of 2 schools in the state with more than 100. I'm going to read a lot of these, so if it's possible, let's hold applause till the very end, otherwise we're going to be here for a while. But let me keep going and share with you more of what we've done this year. This year's senior class helped Apple Valley to its 37th consecutive year with a state championship, winning 2 individual titles in wrestling, 2 in speech, and 1 in debate. In this class is the number 1 ranked point guard in the nation and the number 1 ranked wrestler in the nation. The Apple Valley football team won their section and were state tournament semifinalists. The boys soccer team won their section and qualified for the state tournament. The boys basketball team also won their section and are runner-up at the state tournament. This class includes the Mr. Minnesota basketball winner, the Mr. Minnesota wrestler winner, a Mr. Minnesota football finalist, and 2 Miss Minnesota lacrosse finalists, winner yet to be named. Our girls golf team is competing now, hoping to qualify an individual for state, and our girls lacrosse team is currently ranked 3rd in the state, heading into their sectional tournament. This past winter, our students played in the 2nd basketball game in Minnesota history to be nationally televised on ESPN in a high school gym. Both of these nationally televised games included the Apple Valley Eagles, and both were played in this very gym. Our Science Olympiad team qualified for the state tournament, where they placed in the top half of teams in competition, including a 1st place finish in the category of Write It, Do It. In robotics, the Iron Maidens FTC team once again qualified to compete not only at the state tournament level, but also the World Championships held in Detroit. Our Emmy Award-winning high school media program, The Eagle Eye, was nominated for 11 and won 4 Crystal Pillar Awards of Excellence from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences this year. Also, our Eagle Media crew worked hard to bring multiple athletic, arts, and activities events to our community, including a live stream broadcast of today's commencement ceremony, and you'll see them around with cameras in the gym today. Our speech and debate team had 22 qualifications to 3 major national speech tournaments and had 2 individual state champions in speech, as well as now the 2-time back-to-back state championship in Lincoln Douglas debate. The team placed 5th overall in state and was recently named a Team of Excellence just last weekend at the National NCFL Nationals, an award given to the top 5 teams in the nation. Our mock trial team qualified to compete at the state tournament, where they placed 3rd in the state. In our theater program, our one-act play, Silent Sky, advanced to the State One-Act Play Festival and received a starred rating, which is the highest award given to a one-act at that festival. In instrumental music, 9 musicians were named to all-state bands, and in vocal music, 1 singer was named to the all-state choir. Our Apple Valley R&B band was invited to perform at the state's Music Educators Convention this past February, which is an honor extended only to a small number of high school ensembles each year. So, as you can see, we had a great year and we are very proud of these graduates. So, let's get ready to bring them in. Please remain seated for the processional as the class of 2018 enters the gym, led by administrators Mr. Paul Tinder and Mr. Pete Biskins. Mr. Dazens. Welcome to the gym seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, let's honor the military veterans we have in the audience tonight. If you served our country in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Kosovo, Iraqi freedom, Afghanistan, a different conflict, or in the Peace Corps, please stand and be recognized. Adults in the audience. Thank you for your service to our country. Please welcome Apple Valley High School senior Christopher Scott Ockwig, who is standing behind me. Scott is the president of the Valley Select Chorale, and he will be directing the choir as we sing our national anthem. Please rise and face one of the 3 flags we have in the gym, one on the back wall and 2 near the stage.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is my pleasure this evening to introduce our platform guests. Joining us today, we have Miss Jane Behrens, Superintendent, Apple Valley alum, and Apple Valley parent. We also have Miss Sally Soliday, the Director of Elementary Education in District 196, and also an Apple Valley parent. We have Mr. Sachin Isaacs, school board member and a future Apple Valley parent. And Mr. Mike Rosine, a school board member and also an Apple Valley parent. If you look at your program, you will notice different symbols next to the names of some of our graduates and others in bold print. Many of these students are being recognized today for their academic achievements by a national organization. Others are ranked at the top of their class according to the grades they earned in high school. I would like to recognize those students at the top of their class at this time. Would the top 10 honor students with highest distinction please stand? Please remain standing as we now ask students with high distinction, the top 5% of the class, to join them standing. And now let's add the top 10%. Top 10% of the class, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. Let's have the next group rise, the National Art Honor Society. Thank you. You can sit. The National Honor Society. The National Speech and Debate Association. our American Indian Education Program scholars. Next, our AVID seniors. Followed by our E3 STEM Career Connect program seniors. Thank you. Each department selects one student of the year. We have 16 academic departments at Apple Valley and 16 students of the year. Students of the year, please stand. We also have one senior this year who is not only completing his high school career today, he has also completed his first 2 years of college in the PSEO program. Congratulations to Hamza Kiles. He is graduating from high school and getting his 2-year Associate of Art degree this spring. In conclusion, let's honor our seniors who will be joining the armed forces. Seniors who are joining any one of the military branches this summer or fall, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. We will now have 2 musical presentations by the Valley Select Chorale, conducted by Mr. Joel Beyer and accompanied by Mr. Bill Blatzheim. The first song will be Sure on the Shining Night by Morton Lauridsen, followed by Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel, arranged by Kirby Shaw. Thank you, Mr. Byer. Thank you, Mr. Blatzheim, and thank you to the Valley Select Chorale. Senior Trinity Eck will present the graduation message this year. Please welcome Trinity to the podium at this time.
Welcome, friends, family, and staff to this year's graduation ceremony. Oh, and how could I forget, class of 2018. Y'all, we made it. It's been quite the ride. We've all taken different paths to get here, whether it be the mainstream or the road less traveled by, or the slide. Ooh, too soon? Well, hopefully your grade stayed at the top. Even if the ride down the slide wasn't pretty, it still happened. So let's give a little thanks to a few people who made the slide a little more enjoyable. Thank you to the staff and administration of Apple Valley who have made not only today possible, but these past 4 years as well. Your endless encouragement and knowledge has helped shape us into who we are today. Thank you to our parents who put up with all of our teenage antics, especially my dad, who let me stay out almost every school night. I missed most family dinners this year. I mean, honestly, I was usually at school anyway, like so much that Google Maps thinks I live here. And from me personally, thank you to the class of 2018 for being such a tremendous group of people. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes some of you got on my nerves, like in 9th grade civics with those debates. But you all have shown me different perspectives that I wouldn't have otherwise been privy to, which is especially important in today's world. Among us are athletes and artists and academics and activists, and some are all of the above. Not trying to brag or anything, but we're kind of impressive. Today is, as most people would say, bittersweet. We are excited to move on to the next step, but utterly terrified at the same time. But I'm going to skip most of the cliches. None of that, "It's been real, class of 2018, or "We've been through all of our triumphs and failures together." Yeah, if you want one of those speeches, you can YouTube it if you so desire. Instead, I'm going to try to be slightly less cliche than I usually am. This school year, I decided to make my own prom dress. Ambitious, I know. What made it particularly ambitious is the fact that I have zero sewing experience outside of 8th grade facts. Despite my lack of knowledge, I forged ahead. I started out by sketching out what I had in mind. It would be this beautiful dress that hit the bottoms of my knees with adjustable slits on the side and a detachable floor-length skirt over top. Detachable skirt so I could awkwardly dance the night away, of course. I had massive dreams for this dress, but somehow I did not anticipate how difficult it would be to make it. The weeks to follow that sketch were full of deciding what color it'd be, and fabric hunting, and lots of spending, and attempting to cut the right pieces, even though I had no idea how to actually make a dress. And to add to it, I had a trillion other things going on in my life. But even despite all of the obstacles, I still got it done somehow. I made it. And just like that dress, we've made something out of our time here. The past 4 years have been chock full of classes and activities and building new relationships, all pieces creating the patchwork masterpiece of our time here. When we entered high school, we sketched out and planned for everything we hoped for. For most of us, it probably wasn't on paper, but it was etched into our minds. Some of us wanted to be president of NHS, others captains of the soccer team, and some of us just wanted to fit in. As we kept moving forward, we stitched all of our hopes and dreams into something real. Through the process, we trimmed away what we needed to. Perhaps it was an activity that didn't quite work out, or a relationship gone awry. We tried out for those teams and auditioned for those musicals, and through it all, we faced obstacles and rejections that at those points in time really hurt. Kind of like the numerous times I accidentally stabbed pins in my side trying to adjust my dress. But we got through it, and at the end of it is who we are today, battle scars and all. As we go forward, we continue to hold our hopes and dreams near to our heart, like how I'm keeping my prom dress close to my heart. Just in case you're wondering, I'm wearing it right now. Just kidding, I'm not that extra. Whether we are moving into college or directly into the workforce or taking a gap year, many of us hope to make something of ourselves. We want to be different and stand out. We dream of something big. And I'm here to tell you that you should strive for those dreams, but also to caution you that they don't always go as planned. And that's totally okay. When life knocks you down, it's helpful to weave threads of optimism and realism into your outlook. The Stockdale paradox, named after former U.S. Navy Admiral James Stockdale, states that resilience lies in taking a realistic assessment of your situation, so acknowledging that you might be in a tough spot, and instead of giving up, looking on the brighter side and telling yourself that you will prevail. Be optimistic, but not so much so that you think everything will go perfectly. Simply know that no matter the challenge, you will get through it. Strive for those dreams, but realize that if you don't fulfill them, that's fine. Keep on moving forward. 10-year-old Sandra Uringiamana had no idea as she fell asleep one night in a refugee camp in the Democratic Republic of Congo that she would never see her sister and cousin again. Late that night, she woke to the massacre of 165 refugees who were fleeing the war. For her, it was an event that she would never be able to shake. Her journey going forward included displacement, sexual violence, and debilitating panic and anxiety caused by the trauma of her experience. But by the grace of good fortune and faith, she, along with the surviving members of her family, found her way to the United States, where she began to process her fear as it turned into confusion, anger, and finally, hope. As she writes in her memoir, How Dare the Sun Rise, her greatest tragedies were the vehicle she used to become the voice for so many of the voiceless. And though the horrors of her life were nearly fatal, she found a way to make them the means by which she could help others. To apply the Stockdale paradox, she never let go of the pain, but used it to fuel her ambition to help others. In other words, she used it to find her purpose. And just like her, we ought to do the same going forward. In a world that demands us to always be the best of the best, it's important that we take a step back and realize that we only need to be our best. It's so easy to get caught up in the titles and prospects of being a big shot, instead of focusing on what really matters. What makes us our best selves? And I firmly believe what makes us great as people is living our life with purpose. So, whatever you may do, find your purpose. Is it helping people? Go out and volunteer. Is it designing? Go get drawing. Is it getting caribou enough so that you get perk after perk after perk? Okay, maybe don't do that, you'll go broke. I know from personal experience. But can you really blame me? Finals week is tough. Class of 2018, I opened this speech by saying that we have made it. And it's true. Not only did we make it to today, we have also made the most of these past 4 years. As we leave Apple Valley behind, you should continue making it. Make what you want of yourselves and take advantage of the opportunities in front of you. And hey, if you've learned anything from our hashtag STEM school, it's how to be a hashtag maker.
Thank you, Trinity. Trinity is the Minnesota State Champion for informative speech and heading to nationals in Florida later this month. Great job and good luck. Our next speaker is Apple Valley graduate and District 196 Superintendent. Please welcome Superintendent Jane Behrens to the podium.
So good evening. I have been superintendent for 9 years and I have never ever spoken at a graduation ceremony. But I decided to do it tonight because of how much Apple Valley means to me. And you know that you are the only student section that chanted my name over and over again at the Apple Valley State Championship game. So it wasn't just you, Trey, it wasn't you, just Spencer, it was Jane, as I'm walking down the hallway. So I guess you just have to call a few snow days and you get your name chanted. So I think thank you for that. I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to start it off. And actually, I've read this about 4 times today and I cried at each time. So let's try to see if I can get through it because of how much this all means to me tonight. So good evening, students, staff, parents, grandparents, and other supporters of our wonderful graduates. Students, I want to start out by reminding you how much your family, friends, and caretakers love you. It might not have seemed that way all the time, like the times you stayed out past curfew, or maybe some of you took the car without asking, but through all the challenges, you were loved. For the next few minutes, I'd like to take you and your family for a walk down memory lane. My 4 children also graduated from Apple Valley High School, so did I, and so I was fortunate to sit side by side with many of you parents. I know these faces in here, and your caregivers as your children grew up together in Apple Valley, and that meant a lot to me that my family was side by side with all of you. Students, when you were very young, you knew how much you were loved and how much you loved those adults in your life. On the first day of preschool, can you remember that, you guys? Yeah? I'm sure some of you wrapped your arms around your mom or dad's leg, not wanting them to leave you in this strange place with a bunch of other kids you didn't yet know. You soon discovered that preschool wasn't such a scary place after all. Then there was the first day of kindergarten. It only takes 3.5 minutes, by the way. I will get to high school pretty soon. I'm sure a special person in your life remembers walking you to school or the bus stop, and you're wearing a backpack that was bigger than what you were. And they were watching your little face in the window. And that's when they wiped tears away from their eyes, because their little baby was growing up. I remember the elementary years as being easier ones as a parent. Do you remember that? You knew your child's friends. There was a small circle of friends. You knew them and their parents, and many of them lived in your neighborhood. When you went out to the restaurant as a family, the children actually fought to see who could sit next to mom and dad. Imagine that. Imagine homework started in the elementary schools, and who forget the beginning, and this was painful, of their child's budding musical talents, listening to them play hot cross buns on the recorder over and over and over again. Once in a while, you got Mary Had a Little Lamb, but that was not much. And now you heard them tonight, and so a long way from that recorder. I admit I sometimes hid the recorder. Sorry, I did that. On the field, playing softball or baseball for Valley Athletic Association, it switched from T-ball to coach pitch to having the players pitch. Do you remember how long those games were when kids started to pitch? They got longer and longer and longer and more competitive. The post-game snack was no longer the most important part of the game. Yes, throughout your elementary school years, you knew your family loved you, and you loved your family. Then came middle school. Parents, do you remember middle school? It was a time of your child becoming more independent, spending more time with friends and less with family, learning about themselves, and how to successfully negotiate a later curfew time. Tell me if this sounds familiar. How about 10 o'clock, I suggested. Mom, none of the other kids have to go home that early. How about midnight? I said, 10:30 will work. It's a little tip for parents if you haven't used this sled. I don't know if any of you else told your children that you would walk up to the front door of their friend's house in your pajamas if they weren't ready to leave you when you arrived to pick them up. Anybody use that? I never had to go to the door. The threat was enough. Despite all the challenges were a part of middle school and the joys, your family still loved you, and you loved them. 9th grade, we're at Apple Valley, you guys, Apple Valley High School. 9th grade started with excitement and new opportunities. There were clubs, the performing arts, JV, varsity sports, a new world of social activities, and interesting bus rides to school unless you were lucky enough to talk an upperclassman into driving you to school. Parents, who can forget this? The thrills and chills of teaching your child how to drive. I know many of you, like me, were probably trying to use that imaginary brake from the passenger seat as you rode around and around in parking lots. And then there was parallel parking. That proved to be a challenge for most people, and now I understand they have cars that just do that. That would have been helpful. And now it's on to your next adventure. But before you go, I want parents and staff to know how thankful I am to be a part of this community. I am thankful my own children went to Apple Valley High School. and their classmates, dance dates, teammates, they were with students from this school. I am appreciative of the quality of the education they received. My family is eternally grateful to be part of this caring community that does care for all kids. To the students, I want to close by saying never take the love your family and those close to you have for you. Please don't take that for granted. Carry it with you as you begin your new journeys and adventures. It will help sustain you in good times and through challenges along the way. And make sure to know your love for them too. I wish you all much happiness and success in your future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to have Superintendent Behrens here speaking with us tonight. She is retiring this year from the district, and she will be greatly missed. We are a better school and a better district for her leadership, so thank you, Jane. By the authority vested in me by the state of Minnesota and the Board of Education of School District 196, I hereby certify that the students who will receive diplomas this evening have met all state and local requirements for graduation from Apple Valley High School. Class of 2018, your tassel should be on the right side of your cap. After you receive your diploma, you may move your tassel to the left to signify your new status as high school graduates. At this time, I would like to introduce to you the academic top 10 students from the class of 2018. In this group are 4 valedictorians with perfect 4.0 grade point averages. Please rise and approach the ramp to receive your diploma covers from school board members Sachin Isaacs and Mike Rosine. Lauren Bernard, 4.0 valedictorian. Parents, John and Deb Bernard, attending University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, studying business. Molly Moynihan, 4.0 valedictorian. Parents, Brian and Jan Moynihan, attending University of Concordia, St. Paul, studying biology. Edward Naughton, 4.0 valedictorian. Parents, Jerry and Carrie Naughton, attending Cornell University, studying astrophysics. Carolyn Schwartz, 4.0 valedictorian. Parents, Nathan and Kristen Schwartz, attending Gustavus Adolphus College to study mathematics. George Kinnear. Parents, Tom Kinnear and Lisa Reuter, attending University of Wisconsin-Madison to study computer engineering. Jacob Martin. Parents, Greg Martin and Carolyn Goodwin, attending University of Minnesota Twin Cities to study computer engineering. Corey Roberts. Parents, Bud and Chris Roberts, attending University of Minnesota Twin Cities to study business. Josephine Rogers. Parents, Matthew and Jennifer Rogers, attending University of Minnesota Twin Cities to study chemical engineering. Spencer Rolland. Parents, Neil and Renee Rolland, attending Harvard University to study mechanical engineering. Rachel Saxon. Parents, Tom and Carol Saxon, attending Concordia College Moorhead to study mathematics. Will the rest of the first row please rise and move toward the outer aisle? Ladies and gentlemen, you just met our top 10 students in the senior class. Let's congratulate the outstanding academic achievement of the top 10 seniors. At this time, Mr. Pete Biskins will begin reading the names of the 2018 senior class. Mr. Bill Blatzheim will take over reading the names about halfway through this part of the program. School board members Sachin Isaacs and Mike Rosine will continue to hand out diploma covers. Mr. Biskins.
Good evening. Hamdi Ahmed Abbas. Javier Jose Abaunza. Lucky Tawakkul Abdi. Samir Khalid Abdi Kadir. Sawada Guled Abdi Rahman. Hussein Yahya Abdullahi. Zuhaib Mohammed Abdullahi. Ahmed Abdi Based Abdullahi. Christian Abundez Sanchez. Sarah Jasmine Acevedo. Daisha Lee Acevedo Valentin. Joshua Mark Adams. Olurante Arabiano. Tariq Derby Ahmed. Zuhaib Farah Ahmed. Dylan Michael Alderson. Hannah Riley Alderson. Alejandra Vanessa Algria. Abdullahi Abdirahman Ali. Idris Muhammad Ali. Salah Muhammad Ali. Yasmin Abdi Razak Ali. Justin Allen Anderson. Keenan Scott Anderson. Isabella Greta Anger. Christopher James Anholtz. Maxwell Alexander Arndt. Grant Robert Arnhold. Joshua Nicholas Arnold. Yosef Kabidi Argaw. Bianca Crystal Arroyo Fontanez. Samira Aways. Ian Michael Back. Shelby Ann Backstrom. Darnell Bob Bailey Jr. Elijah Anthony Bailey. Kaylee Joe Baird. Nikki Jane Baker. Gavin Drew Balding. Dylan Curtis Balfour. Dustin Anthony Balsamo. Hodan Mohammed Bear. Tay Victoria Barnum. Jessica Aaron Bassa. Aaron Maxwell Balmer. Joshafet Mandala Bautista. Kate Nicole Baxter. Jaquan Cordarius William Beeman. Caitlin Ray Belrose. Elijah James Benson. Bryn Elizabeth Berg. Grace Mackenzie Berg. Maxton Dale Biggerstaff. Rachel Ann Blazik. Nicholas Gage Bond. Matthew Lucky Bolden. Linnea Ray Ballum. Chelsea Lynn Bonine. Daniel William Borman. Jonah Allen Broughton. Aaron Mitchell Brown. Chelsea Bacaltos Bruces. Natalie Michelle Buckland. Tyler J. Catalan Butcher. Genesis Shael Cabrera Mendoza. Benjamin William Callahan. Saul Alejandro Carrillo Garcia. Asia Corinne Campbell. Tyler Thomas Cardella. Dasney Michelle Castellanos Martinez. Maurice Veron Castile. Grant Anderson Chadwell. Alicia Savoon Chan. Rayana Armani Cherry. Kevin Sebastian Chiquiza Riera. Desire Destiny Childs. Derek Gialak Chung. Jose Edson Cisneros. Lauren Elizabeth Ann Clendenning. Mariah LaShawn Cloutier. Maya LaShawn Cloutier. Kyler James Condon. John Henry Kone Wade Jr. Maggie Elizabeth Conlon. Stephen Luke Conway. Brianne Michelle Cortez Ramirez. Jeremiah Michael Kraft. Brian C. Cruz. Angela Eve Debu. Ryan Errado Daggett. Anthony Thomas David. Derek Nicholas Davis. Logan Earring Day. Antonio Isaac DeLugo. Emily Joy DeBoard. Michaela Christine DeForest. Abdi Malik Ahmed Dekau. Kaylee Elise DeCraker. Anna Lynn Dellis. Danielle Nicole Denmark. Caitlin Christina Devitt. Hunter James Dewall. Tyler William Dewall. Jimmy Huang Din. Fadumo Yaya Dolal. Zachariah Bashir Dolal. Amaris Eve Donnelly. Brady Patrick Drew. Samantha Pearl Dubois. Sarah Dubois. Megan Rose Duff. Joshua Orvin Edmond. Jordan Christine Ebbs. Trinity Siason Eck. Michael John Elleris. Jordan Anthony Ellis. Yasmin Zeneb Elmohardar. Jonathan Isaac Erickson. Caleb Thomas Erlinson. Yomari Devon Eskridge. Jason Stephen Espinoza. Correa Kader Farah. McCallie Elizabeth Isabella Farmer. Kendra Lee Fink. Justin Samuel Furpo. Benjamin David Fisher. Spencer Anthony France. Zachary Fry. Tess Nicole Fuller. Ryan Paul Gale. William Scott Gallmeyer. Olivia Marcella Gambrell Bird. Luis Angel Garcia Martinez. Josue Vicente Garabay. Abdul Wahid Lade Badamose. Grant Tyler Geronimi. Aaron Gurmai. Arobo Gita. Mackenzie Taylor Gitz. Atriu Phelan Getchell. Oscar Brian Gomez Bracamontes. Hector Uzil Gomez Elmedo. Brandon Michael Graves. Asha Vanessa Greben. Jackson Coy Green. Logan Christopher Grieman. Roger David Gruby. Cole Allen Grupp. Habza Abdirahman Goulet. Jabir Abdirahman Goulet. Eric Michael Gunderson. Lexi Lynn Gurley. James Deshaun Hall Lee. Riley Derek Hansen. Damian Michael Hansen. Maya Eileen Hardiman. Najma Fahad Hassan. Austin James Hatzenbuehler. Isaiah Javon Hawkins Johnson. Parker Ashton Hemphill. Graydon Thomas Hill. Ashlyn Elise Hurd. Lawrence Lee Hobbs. Daquan Alexander Hodges. Juliana Elizabeth Hofer. Mia Solange Holmes. Teresa Catherine Howard. Jabril Abdi Huddle. Elizabeth Huffer. Farhan Abdiwadi Hussein. Muna Bashir Hussein. Jessica Hai. Mohammed Abdulaziz Ishmael. Mohammed Ali Isi. Deaja Ray Jackman. Saharla Ismail Mohammed Jama. Grace Tiantu Jarba. Parker Warren Jameson. Keely Ann Jensen. Carter Alexander Johnson. Tristan Jacobs. Chad Allen Johnson. Trey Isaiah Jones. Mackenzie Lee Carls. Patrick John Callahan. Zanera Danae Kilo. Hamza Arab Kilas. Samuel Lee Kivett. Christina Carolee Kleist. Conchetta Marie Knipe. Jordan Thomas Noble Peel. Madeline Marie Knott. Sierra Moon Knutson. Kylie Ruth Knutson. Nicole Ann Knutson. Hannah Elizabeth Coker. Trey Raymond Coker. Zachary Alexander Corba. Michaela Desire Korn. Samuel Dean Kotsanis. Lucas Jacob Krejci. Kieran Anna Krisnick. Michael Anthony Cromer. John Raymond Kruger. Laura Elizabeth Kruger.
Joshua Paul Lefebvre. Allison Bernadette Lamb. Vicente Cosentino Lanari. Hannelora Mildred Langseth. Nicole Elizabeth Lanhart. Andrew Dean Larson. Emily Marie Larson. Nathan Lloyd Larson. Sheridan Alexis Christine Larson. Victor Huoc Lee. Miguel Angel Leon Medina. Sophia Renee Leong. Pierre Alexandra Nissi Ligi. Navia Erlinda Lindquist. Lauren Melanie Lobrick. Alexander Thomas Lohr. Nia Riak Yen Lok. Jacqueline Loperena. Alma Ileana Lopez Sanchez. D'Angelo Love. Keenan Rue Culo Lumantis. Nolan Mayo Lupke. Nathan Charles Mako Jr. Marwa Abdul Razak Mahamud. Marianella Paz Marin Pugarin. Kayla Michelle Markwell. Lindsay Elizabeth Markwell. Verjade Simone Marshall. Luke Daniel Martins. Vanessa Johan Martin. Maxwell Jordan Mayer. Casey Douglas McDowell. Kellen O'Brien McKegg. Peyton Michael McLagan. Talia Francesca McMillan. Monica Mejia Camacho. Brooke Ann Metcalf. Nicole Danae Meyer. Ethan Jeffrey Michelson. Nicholas Robert Miller. Nicole Aileen Miller. Seth Bradley Miller. Roberto Brandon Miller Lopez. Aiden Avery Mills. Ahmed Hegi Mohammed. Ayub Ahmed Mohammed. Kadra Dahir Mohammed. Ethan John Munson. Juliana Denise Morelos. Elijah Ryan Mortensen. Nina Marie Moscow. Nadia Rose Mohib. Max Brian Moynihan. Zachary Dwayne Munt. Olivia Kayliana Murphy. Fatima Edwin Mustafa. Adriana Karina Musto Hiron. Justin Michael Mutua. Caitlin Ann Nyber. Micah Daniel Elisha Nelson. Michael Alexander Nelson. Maya Estelle Nelson. Eleanor Marie Nesseth. Abigail Han Wynn. Celia Hannah Wynn. Nan T. Yen Wynn. Hannah Elise Niska. Noah William Victor Nold. Ikram Abduwahab Noor. Catherine Marie Novak. Ryan Novaron Mendez. Lane Glenn Oberg. Christopher Scott Ockwig. Braxton Hope O'Connor Bell. Cesar Ivan Olmedo Jr. Leslie Marlene Olmedo. Melissa Lynn Olson. Bilal Shafi Omar. Jesse Raul Ortiz. Abdullahi Mohammed Osman. Candy Owusu Amankwa. Cindy Pacheco Hennis. Brycelyn Jean Paquette. Madison K. Lee Paulseth. Whitney Elizabeth Payne. Noah Marvin Pearson. Griffin Leo Peck. Marie Teresa Pena. Nicholas Perez. Jensen Louis Petros. Caleb Andrew Filipsek. Ra Chemeng Pachafon. Madison Ann Petoniak. Nicholas Henry Plaggy. Joshua Ponce. Augustus Christian Prouty. Corey James Purvis. Jocelyn Paula Kindi Inamagua. Amber Marie Quinones. Samuel Grevin Racine. Sydney Nicole Reddick. Brandon Michael Ryersgord. Daryl Joseph Riley. Mark Trey Christian Reinertson III. Alexa Lynn Royce. Brandon James Roberts. Janisha Navictoria Robinson. Reagan Marie Roloffs. Jacob William Rogers. Bryn Elise Rolland. Sethron Capri Rosenbush. Bethany Ann Sackett. Abdi Malik Mohammed Saeed. Marianne Naraini Saeed. Sahid Anthony Samano. Elizabeth Ann Salmon. Marguerite Beth Salmon. Gracia Sanchez. Lyric Adela Sanchez Smith. Ariana Michelle Santos. Sydney Marie Schlesing. Tristan Philip Schmitz. Stephen John Schrader. Jonathan Andrew Schultz. Jacob Daniel Schumacher. Allison Nicole Schwartz. Benjamin Michael Schwartz. Kyle Nicole Sislow. Rachel Olivia Scott. Luke Jameson Lee Seberg. Josephine Kathleen Segar. Giselle Segura Kuate. Serena Rakia Small. Albert Lee Smith Jr. Carter Edward Smith. Andrew Viesna Soka. Emily Gail Solinger. Kaylin Ray Sonnen. Montserrat Sosa Bustamante. Laura Ellen Spildy. Madison Ray Stanton. Amaya Justice Stavros. Gable Dan Steveson. Atalanta K. Stokey. Juan Medina Suarez. Alexis Danielle Sullivan. John Patrick Sullivan. Joshua David Swanson. Amy Elaine Schweitzer. Barbara Tan. Enrique Guadalupe Tapio. Ritvik Turan. Danea Lorraine Anne-Marie Tatum. Purushottam Takardial. To Tanzin. Ndea Ndiku Tiam. Ethan Kobe Thomas. Peyton Elaine Thomas. Samuel Jeffrey Thompson. Tyrone Davion Tolbert. Austin David Torkelson. Ana Laura Torres. Travis John Tremmel. Eric Carl Trogan. Dalton Christian Turner. Connor William Van Hulsen. Lolita Jennifer Vialta Lopez. Emma Marie Vogel-Gisang. Andrew Gordon Von Thoma. Jacob Kenneth Vowles. Nicholas Charles Vowles. Jessie Marie Walker. Alexis Kennedy Wall. Logan John Wangerin. Ishwak Muhammad Warsami. Lakin Grace Wartick. Anthony William Watts. Emily Ann Westcott. Emily Arlie Westrom. Jacob William Willett. Amaris Ayan Williams. Brianna Lee Williams. David Dion Wright, Jr. Will Stefan Wright. Princess Carla Cardenas Yap. Travion Lazorius Young. Sijia Zhang. Corey Richard Zulo.
Congratulations, seniors. I'm very proud to be principal of this school, and I think the community can see why. This is a special class, and you have distinguished yourselves by your individual academic accomplishments and your co-curricular successes. Great communities are built on the foundation of great schools, and we are very proud of all of you. Scott and Ellie, you may approach the stage at this time. On behalf of the faculty and administration of Apple Valley High School, I would like to offer our congratulations and best wishes to all of you for a very successful and happy future. Everyone, please rise at this time and sing along with seniors Scott Ockwig and Ellie Salmon, Vocal Music Student of the Year, as we sing the Apple Valley Alma Mater. The words are located in the second to last page of your program. Mr. Dazens. Thank you, Ellie and Scott. Fantastic. Audience members, please stay in your seats until the senior class has left the gym. Seniors, you have 15 minutes to pick up your diplomas in the arena, and remember to pick up your senior poster in the cafeteria and take it home. Seniors, have a great night at the all-night party. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you so much to everybody.